I'm Lindsay Lewis, editor for Building Enclosure. On April 15th, we have a free webinar, The Basics of Coverboards. I'm here with our presenters, Jennifer Keegan, Senior Director for Building Science for GAF and Siplast, and Kristina Sigmund, Specified Solutions Advisor at GAF Siplast, to chat about what to expect during the webinar. Jennifer and Kristina, thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Lindsay.
Thanks for having us. So to start, why are coverboards becoming such an important component in high-performance, low-slope roofing assemblies, especially as buildings face more extreme weather?
Yeah, it's a great question. So in the last 20 years, we've seen a significant rise in the number of billion-dollar weather events in terms of property damage. Over the last 5 years, that average number per year has actually more than doubled than what we've seen in the last 20 years. And when we're in areas that are prone to hurricanes and tornadoes, what we're seeing is an increasing size in the hailstones and also in windborne debris that is hitting the roof. And so without those coverboards, what's happening is that's damaging the roof membrane, and once the roof membrane is damaged, you get water intrusion, which leads to obviously a lot of property damage. This can lead to business loss, as they need to repair the insides of the buildings, because if there's leaks, that may have damaged their equipment itself. And so by providing that coverboard, it's giving that added extra protection at the front end that helps increase the lifespan of the roof.
So your presentation highlights 5 key scenarios where specifying a coverboard is critical. Can you tell us about some of those scenarios?
Absolutely. So Kristina had mentioned designing in hail-prone regions. We also are concerned about windborne debris in areas that have high wind events. But there's also just the best practice in our industry with using a coverboard, because we have foot traffic and we have maintenance. And even though you lay out your walk pads on the roof, I promise you that the maintenance people going up on your roof are blazing their own trail in the path of least resistance. They are not walking in your 90-degree angles that you've laid out so beautifully on the roof. So all of these things really will help increase the longevity of your roof assembly. There's even studies out there that show it can, by incorporating a coverboard in your roof assembly, it can extend the life expectancy of that roof by 7 years or so. So I don't want to give all the secrets away, so I want you to join us, but that kind of gives you a feeling for some of the benefits of the scenarios that we'll talk through.
Yes. Well, speaking of hail and foot traffic, those are 2 common sources of membrane damage, like you were saying. So how do coverboards improve impact resistance and help protect the roofing system in these high-risk conditions?
So the compressive strength of most of our roof insulations top out about 25 psi. And so what happens is when you see a lot of foot traffic or they're exposed to these impacts from hail or windborne debris, it can actually crush the insulation. And so the coverboards provide high compressive strength, which supports our membrane.
Now, there are several coverboard material options available today. What are the key differences in the different types of physical properties, and how should designers determine the best choice?
Right. So there's the most common on the market are going to be the gypsum base and then the high-density polyiso. The high-density polyiso boards are really added benefits of our value, right? So you can add that to your assembly, you get that extra thermal performance. And so the HD ISO boards added our value, but also can help up through severe hail ratings. So really versatile board, really great to utilize, better embodied carbon, depending what their project's looking for. Gypsum boards provide that extra higher compressive strength than you can get with an HD ISO. So it's going to be your more resilient performance. You can do very severe hail as well. And those would be your glass mat gypsum boards that really give you that extra level of protection. So really depending on what your project needs are, what your client's preferences are, we have choices that we can utilize in our designs.
Now, coverboards are sometimes targeted during value engineering. What strategies can architects and consultants use to defend their inclusion?
I think starting off with making sure that you're including your performance requirements in your specifications. But it's also really important that architects and consultants understand how coverboards can be critical in terms of the roof usage, the overall anticipated lifespan. As Jen mentioned before, it can extend your roof lifespan for 7 years. And coverboards may even be required for some guarantees for certain overburdens.
Well, thank you both again for your time today.
Thanks, Lindsay. This was a lot of fun.
To register for this free webinar, head to critiqueeducation.bmpmedia.com. Until next time, find us on buildingclosureonline.com for technical and educational resources.